Coming up in this week's video,
we leave our mooring at Whittlesey and almost immediately we have to negotiate.
You just about hear a train going by there. We're not far from a railway line.
and I've come up front because there's a 90-degree bend in the river here.
Lovely thatched cottage there, just on the approach.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome to our vlog. You join us on
Well, it's a bright, sunshiny Saturday, isn't it?
It's actually quite a nice day.
Yeah. After all the wet weather and high winds we've had, it's still a bit windy today.
Yep.
And still a bit cool, hence the jackets. But other than that, when you're in the sunshine, it's lovely.
But where are we, honey?
Well, we are just outside Braunston at the moment. We're just out for a few weeks on our boat before medical appointments when we have to go back to Kent. But we're enjoying being out the marina and back on the cut.
Yes, it's certainly different than the rivers. So we've done a series of videos, so keep watching all of them if you can and go back to the beginning. That would be nice. From the River Ouse, wasn't it? From Bedford to
Brinklow.
To Brinklow Marina. So most of it is river, but very beautiful. Very beautiful scenery, lots of fun on the way. So
in this week's video, we are travelling from Whittlesey to Peterborough, which is only a short stretch, but we've got the rather challenging Briggate Bend, which is a 90-degree bend, and we go through Stanground Lock to get onto the River Nene.
Yeah, and, watch out for that because you might miss it if you're not careful.
Yeah, but it's some beautiful scenery on the way, so we hope you enjoy that. We'd like to say a very big thank you to Kevin and Sandy from Ohio, who has bought us a coffee this week, so that's really much appreciated.
Brilliant, thank you very much. And
our channel is only small, but we do have outgoings on the channel, and it's nice when people can show their support. So thank you very much
and
for
it
that.
makes all my hours of sitting down in front of the computer, it makes it worthwhile.
Yeah, it does.
It's surprising how many hours get taken up by just sitting there editing the video. When you watch the same video over about 20 times, it's
probably more than that.
Or more than that even.
Yeah.
It can get a little bit frustrating at times. The subtitles are one of the hardest, but
going through on the subtitles.
But we managed to do it all, so that's the main thing. Yeah, and thanks to everybody else that subscribed. If you don't know our channel, I'm Pat.
I'm Eileen.
And we are
our Narrowboat Quest.
And we cruise the inland waterways of the UK, trying to not have too many mishaps, but enjoy the scenery. Yeah. And we love every moment of it. Yeah. We live permanently on the boat, and it's thoroughly enjoyable.
It is. So we hope you enjoy this video. If you do, comment down below, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't already done so.
Yeah.
And if you press the bell icon, YouTube will notify you every time we release a new video.
Yeah. And if you didn't hear the birds, I'll have to turn them up.
So bye for now.
We leave our mooring at Whittlesey and almost immediately we have to negotiate a blind 90-degree bend in a concrete channel called Briggate Bend. Watch to see how we fare on this one. As we potter down Kings Dyke, allegedly dug on the orders of King Canute around 1035, we can see the chimneys of Whittlesey brickworks on the horizon, and the landscape is littered with wind turbines and tower cranes. We have passage booked through Stanground Lock, where 24 hours notice is required to pass through this attended lock, and we pass Peterborough Boating Centre before mooring up on Peterborough embankment.
You just about hear a train going by there. We're not far from a railway line. It's a misty start to the day. According to my weather app, it's supposed to be 14 degrees at the moment, but warming up to a pretty warm 27 degrees today, which for early September is fabulous. So it's fairly quiet to hear, well, apart from the noise of the railway line and the traffic going by. There's a couple of dog walkers in the park over there. Just another train. Hasn't been like that all night, it's been quiet all night. But I don't know whether you can see that. Oh, a group of dog walkers over there. I better go in, I'm not that dressed. As you can see, it's a misty old morning this morning.
We've just left our mooring at Whittlesey, and I've come up front because there's a 90-degree bend in the river here called Briggate Bend. And although we're not expecting anyone to be coming the other day at this early hour because it's only 8:30, I thought I'd come up front anyway and film it. See, there's just along the side there, just behind that tree, there's a pillbox. I don't know whether you can see that. It's coming into view now. It's a lovely morning. As I said this morning, it's supposed to be 27 degrees today. It's still a little cool at the moment. Well, cool for us. I've seen people walking around in vest type tops, but we've still got fleeces on. So, but there you go. There's the middle level commissioner's sign, which apparently they're new, saying that there's a bend ahead. Proceed slowly with caution, sound horn on approach. Which I'm sure that's what he'll do.
I think I'll do it now, so cover your ears.
As you can hear, he's sounded the horn. There's a lovely thatched cottage there, just on the approach.
To the left, I guess.
Yeah, it looks like it. So here we are on this 90-degree bend here. So let's see if he makes it, eh? Trouble is you can't start turning. Whoop. A little bit of a scrape there until you clear. Whoops. Whoop.
Well, I think he misjudged that. I'm in the bushes.
I don't think you can start turning until you clear the stern end. What happened there, my love?
Wasn't flaming easy.
As you heard. He didn't make it. We went in the bushes. Never mind, no harm done. Maybe a few scratches to the crash cover. And there's another small bend ahead by the looks of it. And you've got another bend ahead, just a little one I think this time.
Okay. Do any damage, did we?
I don't think so, but we can probably check when we get off at Peterborough.
Just a fender, weren't it?
Yeah, and a little scrape. A bit of a scrape on the crash cover, that's all, I think, by the looks of it. No tears. No tears that wasn't there in the first place anyway.
I wouldn't want to put a 70-foot boat through there though.
No, that is supposed to take 70-foot boats. Well, we're 57 foot, but I suppose if you did it properly you could get it round, but what am I saying here? That he didn't do it properly? I don't think I could have done any better, probably worse. Not sure whether you can see on the skyline over there. It's Whittlesey brickworks. This section is quite industrialised. There's a main road that runs through there, and this part of the river running from Whittlesey to Stanground is called Kings Dyke. Thought to be because it was dug on the orders of King Canute in So dug on the orders of King Canute around about 1025. And that's not the time, that's the year.
Oh, is that? That's about 8:30, isn't it?
And the sun is beating down.
Oh, yes, again.
Yeah. Pat's just complained that his back is hot.
Yep.
But there's still a coolness in the air, isn't there?
I'll have to take my fleece off.
Soon. And you're probably just going to be a silhouette because the sun's just above you.
Probably.
So I'll point the camera this way. So we're in Stanground Lock. Sorry I didn't get to film the approach because I was on the phone at the time. So I didn't do the filming of the approach, but we're here now. We've been instructed by the lock keeper to keep the boat in forward gear and the rope tight, so that's what we're doing. And presumably that's because we get a bit of maybe some pushback. So yeah, so that's what we're doing. Doors are opening and we can make our way out now. So, one out, one in. Another boat waiting to come in. We're just coming up to Peterborough Boating Centre, and according to the book you can get diesel here, but they've stopped doing it. We were hoping to top up with some diesel here, but not the case. So we're just hoping we've got enough to get to the next place. You can probably just see Peterborough Cathedral in the distance there. So we're going to moor in Peterborough for a night, top up with some shopping before making our way upstream to on the River Nene. Well, we'll be on the River Nene once we go through this bridge. I think this is called the Stanground arm, this section. We've moored up here by the park, just a little up from the water point. Now, when we came here last year, there was a beer festival going on over there. So to avoid all the noise, we actually moored up the other side of that road bridge. You can hear traffic, but it's not too bad. It's only for one night, so it's not too bad. We'll be going into town to see the cathedral and maybe a bit of the town, and also to go and get some shopping. There's an Asda's just down the river there on the and across the road, so only about 15-minute walk, so not too bad. So we're going to top up with shopping and we'll be going tomorrow. This is Peterborough Market Square. It's right opposite the entrance to the cathedral. You've got shops going up both sides and High Street going down that way and further up as well. Now, last year they had all fountains going on this section here. Well, Peterborough also has a Lido, one of probably about 100 in the UK. This one was opened in 1936 by the Lord Mayor of Peterborough. We didn't feel unsafe here, although there were quite a lot of, not quite sure what this is. Looks like it's a sculpture. It's a guillotine lock with V-gate. There's only spaces for, we believe, 4 now.